Top 10 most patriotic moments in sports history, US edition. That's what we're reacting to today. It's funny because you guys have got like sports that you put like at the top of your sort of, I suppose, fan base viewing activity. That's the right way of putting it. Then what we do in the UK, like for us, it's like football is like the most viewed. What's even after that? Probably something like rugby. That's about it, you know. Can't really think of any other sports that are that, you know, well followed. Maybe boxing. But in the US, it seems to be, or at least how it's portrayed in the UK, like it's basketball, hockey, baseball, and American football. Like, I know you guys obviously call our football soccer, but I don't think it's that big in America. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you watch American movies in the UK, like, it's never a bunch of like college students playing soccer. It's always one of the other sports. So this is the top 10 most patriotic moments in sports history. So let's just get into this and see these moments. Press play, mother sucker.
Sporting events are always going to be a central part of the American experience. In the fall, Americans tune in to watch their favorite sports, be it the NFL, MLB, NHL, and even the NBA. Yeah. Every 2 years, we come together as a nation to support Team USA in the Winter or Summer Olympics. We even sometimes come together to watch the United States compete in World Cup play. It's happened.
Legit, leave it in the comments. Who watches the Olympics? Like, do people still tune into that? Like, I remember being a kid and like my mum would have it on the telly or whatever whenever it came around, and every now and then you would see something cool like the where they jump over the bar like with that big pogo stick or something like that, you know, where it's like, well, let's see if he actually gets over the bar. But like, as far as like running around a track, the people watch that kind of stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, where it's like, you know, people are lifting their own weight and spinning around on like the horse or whatever it's called. Like, cool, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But running around a track. Get nailed.
From the yellow ribbon tied around the Superdome during Super Bowl 15 to remember hostages taken in Iran, to chants of USA, USA, when a crowd in Philadelphia learned about the death of Osama bin Laden. American sports fans and players wear their American hearts on their sleeves. So let's check out the top 10 most patriotic moments in sports history.
Let's do this, yo.
Number 10. Team USA carries the World Trade Center flag to the Olympics. Rarely does a flag presentation at the Olympic Games happen to a quiet crowd. But as 8 members of Team USA, flanked by members of the New York Police Department and New York Fire Department, marched the flag of the host country into the 2002 Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City, you could hear a pin drop. The flag they carried was found in the rubble of Ground Zero and had flown atop the World Trade Center in New York when the buildings were attacked on September 11th, 2001.
I remember that
That flag was under the debris for 3 days before being found and given to the National Guard. It took some time to convince the International Olympic Committee, who is responsible for keeping politics out of the Games, to approve the display of the torn and tattered banner. But on opening night, the World Trade Center's old glory flew proudly once more. Number 9.
Nah, respect to that. At the end of the day, like, I don't really want to comment over the top of that because rest in peace everyone, you know, from 9/11. But her little comment then about the Olympics keep politics out of the sports games. No, they don't. Go back and look at the last one when he literally mocked the Last Supper. For anyone who knows, go and have a look.
Rulon Gardner defeats the undefeated. For a decade, Alexander Karelin was the world's dominant super heavyweight wrestler.
Yeah, damn.
By the time the 2000 Olympics rolled around, Karelin, aka the Russian Bear, aka Alexander the Great, hadn't been defeated in a match since Russia was still called the Soviet Union.
Wow.
And even then, that was his only loss. Until he faced off with a dairy farmer from Wyoming.
What?
In 6 years, Karelin hadn't even given up a single point to an opponent. His American opponent, Rulon Gardner, hadn't placed higher than 5th in the world up until this point. and even lost to Karelin 5-0 before. But Karelin lost his grip and a point to Gardner in the second period.
Hey, giddy up there, my boy.
Number 8. Mary Lou Retton wins a gymnastics.
Don't just love them stories when you're hearing it's like a dairy farmer done something big time. Fair play. I suppose that's what's good about the Olympics, actually. Am I starting to eat my words?
First, a little girl from West Virginia dealt a stunning blow to the Eastern Bloc during the Cold War when Mary Lou Retton brought home Olympic gold in 1994.
No, see, that's what I'm talking about. Sorry to keep stopping, but like, you know, the backflips and the spins and like the jumps off the horse and like the pogo sticks, like big respect. Like, I will watch that, but running around the track, god damn.
Before Retton, Team USA was never able to wrest Olympic gold
Like,
from
that's
Eastern
cool.
Europe in the individual all-around gymnastics event. She came into the event trailing Romania's Ekaterina Zara,
Wow.
and she even had undergone a knee operation just 5 weeks before competing.
Imagine being able to
In
do
Retton's
that.
own words, she believes her performance showed that American-born and trained athletes can do anything, no matter what the odds are.
Bravo.
1999 Women's World Cup Final. The 1999 Women's World Cup came down to a shootout tiebreaker against the Chinese. With the score tied 0-0
Wait.
in extra time, the US team would end up winning based on penalties. It wasn't so much the gameplay that mattered, it was the draw. With 90,000 spectators, it was the largest turnout for a women's sporting event ever.
Wow.
The lasting image of the US win would be Brandi Chastain's post-penalty kick celebration of the victory, where she fell to her knees and took off her jersey, revealing the sports bra seen around the world. That image became one of Sports Illustrated's most iconic covers ever.
Fair play.
Number 6.
The World Cup ain't an easy, task. So, bravo, to be fair.
Oh.
90,000 people in that stadium as well. What stadium is that? I don't even think. In fact, I think Wembley Stadium might hold 96,000, but I don't think it's ever been full to capacity. I could be wrong, but 90,000 people turn up. Fair play.
Knocks out a Nazi.
Ooh.
In 1938, Hitler was still touting the Germans as a master race, while German athletes competed the world over for top honors. On June 22nd, Max Schmeling met American champion, the Brown Bomber Joe Louis. The first time the two met in 1936, Schmeling took advantage of a moment when Louis dropped his left hand after a jab, allowing Schmeling to give Louis his first loss in the 12th round of that fight. That would not happen again. With the world listening via radio and more than 70,000 watching in Yankee Stadium, Louis unloaded on Schmeling, knocking him down 3 times in just 2 minutes.
Giddy up there,
Schmeling
my
was only
boy.
able to throw 2 punches in the whole 1-round
What?
match. Number 5. The champ lights the Olympic torch. Lighting the Olympic flame at the end of the torch relay is an honor reserved
Champ.
for a legendary
Let's
Olympic
go,
athlete
champ.
from the host country. Does it get more legendary than the greatest Muhammad Ali? Except in 1996, the identity of the one who would light the flame was a close-kept secret. Even swimmer Janet Evans, who was handing the torch off, didn't know to whom she was handing it. Ali was stricken with Parkinson's disease and had long since retired by this point. When Ali emerged to take the Olympic torch and light the flame, the sound in Atlanta was less a roar of applause and more of the collective gasp of elated surprise as the once great boxer, shaking, lit the torch.
Broski, that just made my hair stand up. Big respect to Muhammad Ali,
Number 4. Rick Monday saves the
Not just for, what he'd done in the ring and stuff, but, what he stood for outside of the ring as well. I remember watching, I don't know, must have been a clip from a documentary or something, or like a news report, and he was talking about when people were being drafted to go to war, and he just didn't agree with it, and, the things he was saying on it just resonates 100%. But yeah, what a legend.
Remember the MLB outfielder Rick Monday? He might be before most of our audience's time, but Monday was with the Los Angeles Dodgers' 1981 World Series winning team. Before that, he was the top prospect in the
what a
1965
catch.
Major League Baseball draft. Somewhere in between, he saved Old Glory from public degradation. In 1976, Monday was with the Chicago Cubs, visiting the Dodgers. With Monday in center field during the 4th inning, 2 protesters jumped the outfield fence and tried to burn a flag on live television. Monday, seeing what was about to transpire, ran over and snatched the lighter fluid-soaked flag. The protesters were arrested.
Giddy up
Monday
there,
was able
my
to keep the
boy.
flag. Ever since that day, Monday used the actual flag to raise money for military families.
What legends.
Number 3, the president's post-9/11 opening pitch. It might be hard to imagine the leader of the free world facing a new global war on terrorism, being psyched out by throwing the first pitch in Yankee Stadium. But in his own words, he absolutely was. Thousands of New Yorkers came to the stadium to watch President George W. Bush throw the pitch to open Game 3 of the 2001 World Series. It was also just weeks after 9/11. He didn't want Americans to think the president was incapable of finding the plate. But as he practiced, Yankee Derek Jeter told him that he needed to both throw from the mound and not in front as originally planned, and not bounce it. "They'll boo you," he told the president. Bush, shaken but loose, walked onto the field and threw a strike.
Hey.
Eruption of applause. Number 2, the Buckeye bullet burns Hitler. Before he ever arrived
Look
in
at him
Berlin
going.
for the 1936 Olympic Games,
Do I need to eat my words on running around the track?
Owens had already set 3 world records and tied another. At Ohio State, he won 8 individual NCAA championships, which was a record in its own right.
Look at
When he arrived in
shoes.
Berlin, he knew Nazi Germany was using the games as a showcase for its racial policies, but he was determined to compete anyway. Owens went on to win 4 gold medals in 1936, an unrivaled achievement until some 50 years later when Carl Lewis did the same in
50 years
1984.
he held on.
When Owens won gold in the long jump, the Olympic Committee told Hitler he had to greet all the winners or none at all. Hitler opted for none. As Owens won other events, Hitler would leave early. Nazi minister Albert Speer would later write that Hitler was, quote, highly annoyed by the series of triumphs by the marvelous colored American runner, Jesse Owens, end quote. Number 1,
Fair play.
the miracle on ice. Would you bet money on a bunch of college amateurs taking on the world's greatest hockey team in a competition for Olympic gold? Not many would, and not many did, as it turns out. That was the situation Team USA faced in the 1980 Winter Olympics. It was a tough time for the United States. With hostages in Iran, an energy crisis, and runaway inflation, it looked like the American dream was coming to an end. But no words echoed through the ages like Al Michaels' "Do you believe in miracles?" as Team USA topped the Soviet Union 4-3 in one of the biggest upsets in sports history. That's our list. We hope.
Sick. Do you know what? Hockey is just like not played in the UK really at all. Like even like when I was in school, like you had to dabble with like maybe not baseball, but like rounders. I don't know if that's like offensive to baseball players, but it's the closest thing I can think of in game relation that we played. Obviously cricket as well, but hockey, like, nah, but I've seen like YouTube videos of like hockey like fights, you know what I mean, where they get into brawls and stuff like that. Like, is that still a part of hockey, and has that always been a part of hockey? Like, what are the rules around that? That's crazy. I might have to look into that. Maybe we should react to a hockey video, like the rules around it. If anyone's interested, hit the like button. If we get 100 likes, I'll do it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.
If you wanna see us do more of these videos, then like it and share it and subscribe, cause it's getting pretty expensive. We need to get monetized, cause it's getting pretty expensive. We can't afford loaded fries. Like it and share it and subscribe.